it's almost nobody. It's just teenagers, or it's just housewives working for pin money. That's what we get a lot too. Or it's older workers who just want to have something to do. But when you look at who would be affected by a raise in the minimum wage, we're talking about an awful lot of people, a broad swath of the community.
About 81% of all the people receiving minimum wage are over 20 years of age. And 30% of them are married. These are the exact figures. 43% of them work full-time, and another 34% of them work 20 to 35 hours a week. So we're talking about people who are pretty seriously in the workforce.
I think working in the service industry for anyone, regardless if it's in the suburbs or in the city, it's just really stressful because you don't know how much money you're going to be making based on, tip fluctuation and how busy the time of year it is. It's hard to know whether you're going to be able to put away money or pay off debt. It's just a lot of uncertainty. I mean, I do pretty well for myself, honestly. I do work 2 serving jobs right now because one of them just wasn't enough after a while, and my rent went up. And my grandpa worked at a mead factory, like a paper factory, and he was able to support 3 kids and own a house, and his wife was a stay-at-home mother. So I just look at that and I look at what our future is like, and it's just black and white. It's totally different. I'm not trying to complain and say I have this really bad job that doesn't pay me enough, but at a certain point you got to move on past that, because career servers, are really rare and they often don't get by with very good means. It's hard to get health insurance as a server because you don't get employed 30 plus hours, and it comes out of your paycheck, and you don't get sick days either, so it's just it's just scary.
I've been working 2 jobs for a while now, and I'm actually on my 3rd one. I don't think I'm being paid a fair wage at all, really. And my dad ended up losing his job a while back, so I was reluctant to stay home. But as far as the money making, I actually had to keep both jobs, at least 2 of the jobs, to work off the bills that we had, because we try not to let it pile up. So. But after that, it was kind of a little bit of a struggle, and my dad's still looking for a job at the moment. It works out for me because my jobs are, I have a day job and then I have a night job, and the restaurant is my overnight job because it's 24 hours. And then, between the days, it's just called jump back and forth to work, 4 to 5 shifts at a time, then go home, sleep if you're lucky, and then, maybe grab a bite to eat and then wake up and do it all over again. So. I know my parents have told me a bunch of times, like, oh, hey, it's not about us. We're grown-ass people. We can take care of this. But I just don't want to put them in a situation where, I mean, they're my parents. Like, you'd probably do the same thing for your parents if they were stuck in some situation, but they were really hush-hush about it towards you. It's like, I want to help. I'm your child. I want to help. So
the average affected worker contributes half or more of his or her family income. So that's really quite high. And it's important for us to get away from this myth of the idea that it's just, a single person and a young person that doesn't really need more income.
We have to bring the standard up, and we have to start at the bottom.
And I know there's a lot of Minnesotans who make way more than $9.50 who it wouldn't change their life, but the fact that we could all come together and say this is the right thing to do, just that fact, that recognition of people's dignity as a worker would be such a meaningful act.